Hello everybody! Today we are going to make Willy Wonka balloon head using balloon waving technique. In this example I'm going to use total of 13 balloons. Inflate 12 balloons of the same color, it could be brown, black, I'm using purple, leaving about 13-14 centimeters long flat tails. And then inflate one, I'm using a pink balloon, leaving about 14 centimeters flat tail. We are going to work with two sets of 6 balloons in each set. We have to tie nozzles of the first 6 balloons in one knot. First I'm making 3 pairs of balloons, and then I lock all 6 balloons at the center in one lock, making just one move, like this. I work the sculpture starting from the top of the head. Let's make about 3 centimeters long bubble, lock both ends of the bubble in one lock twist. It is additional bubble, we need it to hide the knot at the top of the head. The top of the head we should make a bit wider than the base of the head. Let's make the first and the second bubbles of the same size, about 13 centimeters long. Twist the first bubbles of the first and the second balloon. Then we twist the second bubble of the first balloon. And then we lock the free end of the second bubble of the first balloon with the free end of the first bubble of the second balloon. We have to work all 6 balloons of the same set in the same way, following around the sculpture in the same direction. Once you get all the way around the sculpture, you have to lock the free end of the second bubble of the 6th balloon between the first and the second bubbles of the first balloon. We have made the first row of the sculpture. Here's the top view, the side view, and the bottom view. Now I'm going to prepare 6 balloons of the second set. Twist the first about 3-4 centimeters long bubble, lock both ends of the first bubble in one lock twist. We have to work all 6 balloons of the second set in the same way. For my blog I made instruction where I use different color balloons for each set. It makes it much easier to follow the instruction. Link to the blog post you will find in description to this video or on my website fewdoit.com. Now we have to attach balloons of the second set to our sculpture. We have to lock each first bubble of the second set balloons between second bubbles of the first set. Work all balloons in the same way around the sculpture. We are going to work all balloons of one set in the same way. We have to make all bubbles of the same row of the same size. I'm going to use one set of balloons to make small bubbles. They're going to be about 2 centimeters long in each row. The second set of balloons I will use to make the large size bubbles. Twist the 2 centimeters long bubble of the first set. Twist about 11 centimeters long bubble of the second set. Lock free ends of these 2 bubbles in one lock twist. All large bubbles in one row we have to make of the same size. Work in this way around the sculpture, moving around the sculpture always in the same direction. First I'm going to decrease size of large bubbles in each following row, make it about 2 centimeters shorter than previous row. Once I get to the base of the head, I will increase size of large bubbles in each row. Alright, here we have made the second row. Remember, all small bubbles in each row we're making of the same, about 2 centimeters size. All large bubbles of the third row I'm going to make of about 9-10 centimeters long. Each row we work in the same way, the only difference is the size of large bubbles. Because I'm using all balloons of the same color in this example, I can use any balloon at any point to make either long or small bubble. The same color balloons interchangeable. Here we have made the third row, and now I'm making the fourth row. All large bubbles of the fourth row I'm going to make about 8 centimeters long. So again, the same color balloons interchangeable. Basically you can swipe balloons between both sets as you need it. Here we have made the fourth row. We already can see the shape of the head. Let's make the fifth row. All large bubbles of the fifth row I'm going to make of about 5, maybe 6 centimeters long. In all my instructions I am giving only very approximately estimated size of all bubbles, keep it in mind. When you're making your sculpture, you have to adjust size of all bubbles as you need it. Here we have made the fifth row. You can work the rest of the sculpture using the same 12 balloons. I'm going to use one pink balloon to make all bubbles of the sixth row. Let's tie the nozzle of the pink balloon between two bubbles of the fifth row. I make the large bubbles of the sixth row of about 4 centimeters long, maybe 5. Make one large, then one small bubble. Lock the free end of the small pink bubble between next two purple bubbles of the fifth row. I don't like to cut balloons for any reasons. So instead of cutting off purple balloons, I'm just going to squeeze and force purple balloon between pink bubbles. Rotate small pink bubble, wrapping it around the purple balloon. Working in this way, I lock purple balloons between the pink bubbles of the sixth row. Working this way around the sculpture, make one large, one small pink bubbles. Lock the free end of the small pink bubble between the next two purple bubbles of the fifth row. Squeeze and force purple balloon between pink small and pink large bubbles of the sixth row. Rotate the small pink bubble around the flat part of the purple balloon, wrapping it. I work purple balloons one by one, it seems easier this way. Here we have made the sixth row. Cut off the rest of the pink balloon, tie off the end, hide it between bubbles of the sixth row. The rest of the sculpture I'm going to make using the same 12 purple balloons. I'm going to increase size of large bubbles in each following row. Let's make the large bubbles of the seventh row of about 7 centimeters long. We have made the seventh row. Here's the bottom view, the side view. I'm going to make large bubbles of the eighth row of about 10 centimeters long. You can work in this way to make as many rows as you want. I think it would be enough to make 8 rows for the Willy Wonka head. So in this example, the 8th row is going to be the base of the head. Make sure it fits you properly. Now I'm going to use the rest of the balloons to make the brim of the head. Twist about 11 centimeters long bubble and lock it between the next two bubbles. This time I don't make the small bubbles. Just make large bubble and lock it between the next two bubbles of the 8th row. Work your way all around the sculpture. Okay, here we have made the narrow brim. I would like to make it a bit wider. Now I'm going to use shortest balloons to make about 3 centimeters long bubbles. Lock both ends of the small bubbles in one lock twist. These small bubbles will help me to fix long bubbles of the brim in proper positions. And also the small bubbles serve as a decoration for the brim. Here's the bottom view. We have made all 6 small bubbles. Here's the side view. Now I'm going to use long balloons to make large bubbles. Let's make the large bubbles of about 13, maybe 15 centimeters long. Lock the free end of the large bubble between the next two bubbles of the brim. Just wrap the balloon around the small bubbles of the brim. Work all the way around the sculpture. Okay, we have made the brim. Okay, we have made the second row of the brim. If you want, you can stop here. I think I'm going to make one more row. Let's make the third row of the brim. Let's make about 17 centimeters long large bubbles. If necessary, you can squeeze balloons to make them longer. It is quite a large size sculpture, it takes time to make it. And now I think I'm making the last bubble. Yes, it looks good enough to me. Let's cut off the rest of the balloons, tie off the ends, hide them between bubbles of the sculpture. You can cut balloons with scissors or use your fingers, whatever you're comfortable with. Let's fix all bubbles in proper positions. Congratulations! We have made the Willy Wonka hat. Here's the bottom view. We can use the same waving technique to make many different balloon sculptures of different size, different shapes. It could be hats, baskets, bags, dresses, skirts. Here's the side view and the top view. If you flip the hat upside down, just like this, you can use it as a vase. Flip it over again and you got instantly Willy Wonka hat. Here's another example. I use the same waving technique. In this example I use two sets of balloons, different colors. Set of 6 yellow balloons and set of 6 green balloons. In this example I made the sculpture a couple rows taller. I didn't make the small bubble at the center of the sculpture, as you can see, because I'm going to use it as a vase. It is the bottom of the sculpture. The vase has a nice spiral color pattern. We can change the color of the brim as well. Now I just want to show you how the hat looks like when I put it on. This is the hat that we just made. For my blog post, I also made similar hat. I just used different color balloons to make it easy for you to understand what I'm actually was making. In this example I use blue, purple balloons to make the hat and the pink balloon to make the stripe, horizontal stripe, the pant. Basically the same hat, just different colors. We can use the same balloon sculpture to make hat, and then we can flip it over, turn it upside down and make a vase. Here's another example. This time I made it a bit taller. I used different color balloons, and I was actually about to use it as a vase. But we can use it as a hat as well. The vase. And the hat. That should be enough for today. Please subscribe to my video channel to stay updated. Like the video, leave comments, share it with your friends. Have fun and happy twisting!